All right, Assalamu alaikum everyone. Welcome back to Islam Podcast, week number 9. It's me, your host, Arif Khan, and today we got a good one for you. In fact, we have a special guest. But before we bring that guest in, let's invite our regular, Mr. Abdullah.
Welcome everyone. Pleasure to be
Welcome, bro.
back here. Hope you guys are not tired of me. But yeah, excited to talk about the week and you know, see some nice footage, some controversial calls. And yeah, get into it.
Nice. All right, so we got a special guest here today, and this is, as I like to call it, one of the rising stars of Islam, Mr. Yousef Siddiqui.
Assalamualaikum. Pleasure to be here.
Good to have you, man. Like we were just saying before we went live, you got a nice background there,
Yeah,
a good mic lighting. See, this is what we need when guests show up. Is an actual setup.
that's my dad's work setup. So
Nice.
yeah.
So you can just take the credit. You don't have to go to the end. Mashallah. All right. So let's jump right into it, guys. Last week we had some intense games. So the first game of the night was hang on, we can get it here. Need glasses. Okay. Yeah, it was Iman versus Taqua. So this game here, it ended in a 3-2 win for Iman. So Iman goes undefeated. Meanwhile, Taqwa goes unwinning. And I think it was our 6th game that we lost by 1 goal. I'm going to try to queue up the highlights. So while I do that, maybe Abdullah, you can give your thoughts on this.
Yeah, so we talked about this game last week as it being a really, really big game for both teams. They're both, I believe, the bottom two are both of them are in the bottom 3 of the standings, and especially with the playoff situation, nobody really wants to be in those bottom 4 spots, and so it was a huge game for both teams. I actually asked last week if we had any predictions or something, and I really said that the team that wins this game is going to be the one that turns their season around. Iman did end up coming out with the win, game winner by Hussein Hamad. A great couple of games. I think he has like 3-4 goals in his last 2 games. So they're getting scoring from from their depth, and their GMs are showing up. Omar Hussein in the first period, I believe, scored another like weird angle shot. You saw the same thing last week. Also a pretty good goal from Mohamed Ghazi. I think he's getting on the board. He got a goal in the second period, I believe, too. But okay, so I think this is Omar Hussein's like weird angle shot. Yeah, again.
Yeah.
Finds a top corner. When you give him that much time, you're asking for a player like that to just put it away. And so, second straight week, I believe, with with a goal like that. And I think it was a very, very hard fought game, and Taqwa, it's another 1-goal game loss for them.
Yeah, we seem to not be able to get the wins. We started off well. We had the lead, but just could not get it going. But yeah, I mean, I think we had a good effort, but that's been our season so far. And good effort, but just can't seem to get the win. I don't know, you were probably getting ready for your game, but did you happen to catch any of this at the end?
I didn't get a chance to no, but isn't Taqwa making a trade with Yaken?
Yeah, we recently just made a trade. I think it was like a 4-man trade.
How do you think that's gonna impact the team?
You know what? I mean, it's not like we had a bad team with the people that we had, but we just needed to shake things up a little bit. I think that's really what it is. So hopefully, it's enough of a shake up for us to get going. There's only 2 games left, but yeah, I mean, I'm hoping that it makes a difference for us. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
And let's get everyone's thoughts in the comments about the trade, because there was some turmoil and disagreement among some of the GMs about the trade. So I was just interested to hear what the what the league has to say. Me personally, I think the trade was really just just to have the trade happen. I think Taqua being in that second last spot, it's really somewhere that they don't want to be in with 2 games to go.
Yeah.
Goaltending has been a struggle for them, and I think for them to get Josefa Mahida, who is going from the top of the standings to the bottom, probably not the best change of scenery for him, but maybe he'll be able to really propel their season. And Yakin gets Yahya Ingar, who hasn't scored, hasn't performed this season, but we've seen what
Yeah.
he's done in the past. So honestly, I think both teams really come out with this with Yakin getting secondary scoring and Taqwa really getting goaltending to fix their.
Yeah, yeah. And again, it's not like our goalie was bad. I mean, Musa's playing really, really well. He's had some big games for us, but honestly, we can't score 1 goal or 2 goal per game and expect to win. So we got to give him some support there. So I don't, by no means was this on our goalie. Like I said, it's just we had to change things up just to shake up the team a little bit. So best of luck to the brothers going the other way, and I welcome the new ones to our team. So let's see
And
how.
we have your new goalie in the comments actually with the saying that Taqwa is going to be making a big climb. So he's already enthusiastic. So maybe
Definitely. What is it saying? Well, we have the Canadian sniper calling me out on my Dallas hat. It's okay. I was gonna wear blue, but then I realized what that is, so I said no. Better off just having Dallas. What is it? Taqua making a big climb, inshallah, brother, inshallah. With you on the team, let's do it. Okay. Next game. This is Yakin versus Ichlas. I believe Abdullah, you played in this one.
no, I'm
Um,
yeah. I played with Yousef.
The game after this one.
Oh, sorry. My bad. My bad.
Yeah,
You know what? I'm still thinking about the previous season.
yeah.
The Greens.
No worries, but I did catch like the entire game. I
Yeah.
stayed and watched right up until like the last minute, and then ran to go change. So it was a back and forth game. You're looking at second place versus fourth place, I believe,
Mhm.
or fifth place, and both of these teams really want to make a splash and do something. So yeah, that's the first goal by Mohammad Shabir Patel.
Yeah.
We've seen that like literally like I don't even know how many times a season. If you give him that kind of space, he'll pick a corner, especially with the return of Mooney in net,
Yep.
Munawar Hamdani.
Yep.
Not on the rink or on the rink, but not as a forward. In net, but still he
And
made.
just to interject, since you mentioned Mooney there, it's crazy that this guy would come all the way from St. Catherine just to come play in nets. But big shout out to him for that. That was just awesome.
For sure. So yeah, that was Hamza's first goal. A really good shot from almost the red line. And then this was the in the last minute, right before I left. He stripped the ball from the D, walked in, and banked it off the post to tie the game with the second of the game. And that honestly really was a huge, huge goal, not only in this game, but for implications in the season and for playoffs. Because with that goal, Sabr has now clinched the top two bye,
Mhm.
um, because Yakin has dropped points again. So Sabr will finish at least second, meaning they'll go to the I believe semifinals automatically.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so really really big goal, really big game, and it was pretty back and forth from the start. Couple of penalties, but nothing non I guess competitive. And
Yeah, you gotta
yeah,
say that both teams. I mean, uh, they're both good teams, and for Ikhlas to keep up with Yakin like that, that's also a big statement for them.
there was actually a controversial call in this game. I don't know if you have the
I don't have it readily available, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
yeah,
Why don't you
so
explain?
for the second time this season, Mohammad Shabir Patel has been on the wrong end of Tony's calls. So he actually scored. It was like a top shelf goal that went through the net. Actually, he broke the net. Um, and yeah, the refs called it a no goal on the floor. And after video review, we can confirm that it actually did go in. So he can really say that he's been done dirty twice now by the refs. But without with a video review and in this league at the hanger, very, very hard to make those calls. And if you look at the shot, which we'll probably post a video or something,
It's
it will,
it's hard to do video review on the spot,
yeah.
but yeah, it's twice, like you said, it's happened twice, and I think I have the picture. If you give me a second here, I might be able to put it up. Give me one sec. Do I have it? No, I don't seem to have it right on the spot, guys. Sorry. No, I don't have it here right now. But yeah, why don't we move on to the next one, and then if I find it, I'll pull it up again. All right, this one I want to give our friend Yousef here.
Yeah, just a pretty slow start for us. We did go down 2-0 within the first 2 minutes. I feel like coming off the Ramadan break, we didn't find our legs, and it also didn't help that one of our GMs showed up right on game time. But yeah, we were able to battle back, I feel. After like 5 minutes in, we kind of found our legs, and we were getting on balls faster, and we were definitely chasing and hustling better. And first goal by Hamoudi was really big. I believe it was a 2-on-1, and I gave it across to him, and that kind of just built a bit of momentum for us. And then actually we tied up 2-2, and then we did end up going down 3-2, but then we were able to fight back and get a nice 5-3 result. Two short-handed goals actually really played a crucial role in our win.
I think I have some of the videos here. If you want to maybe, I just remember watching this game from the side, and every one of the goals on both teams was fantastic. Maybe
Yeah,
you
so
want
this was the first minute of the game, sniped by Zahir Ghazi, and he goes and taunts Adam's side right after maybe some competitiveness. Really good goal. And this second goal might have been the goal of the night had Yousef not gone in that 5-on-3. But this assist, he turned to turn Akib like that and then find the man in front. Great goal and great assist, I think, by Furkan. And at that point, I think we were really trying to just not wanting to go down 3-0 and not the ideal start. But yeah, when you have superstar like Yousef on your team, to just find someone, he seems to just find the right pass on every every opportunity. So I think he had 4 points, 2 goals, 2 assists. So yeah, I think I'm glad he's back from his injury break and Ramadan and stuff. So I
So
think this.
let me give the mic to Yousef here a little bit. So Yousef, what's been your secret? You've been lighting it up. That game, you were all over the place. Did you like do extra tarawih in Ramadan? What was going on?
It was just I don't even know. It's just hard work, I guess, and Allah's blessing. So
Alhamdulillah. So what?
alhamdulillah.
Who do you gel the most with on your team?
Honestly, I like playing with Abdullah and Hamoudi.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a good contrast as I have kind of more of the speed, and then they have the passing and ability to finish it. Although Abdullah did miss two
2
breakaways
breakaways.
breakaways this game, he did get one. So
Yeah, I got one right here. This goal that's coming up. I think you rushed to the net, and then yeah, I got the rebound. But yeah, I don't know. I should have scored those 2 breakaways.
No, like the goals were amazing. Even though the setup by Furkan was really good, it just felt like it was a lot of back and forth. And for the game to end 5-3, I know it sucks for Blue, but it was a really good close game. I think I found the picture there, Abdullah. Let me
Okay,
just go
no worries,
bring it up
we can pull
here.
it up.
Here,
So as you can see,
right there, the ball, it actually went right through this and came out the other end.
what was the score at this point?
it was 2-2.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
another big. That's honestly that's 2 games for Yaken. So that's 2 points drop now. Maybe those 2 points could be really big if they're in the push for that semifinal bye. So
Mm.
we're trying to catch them
yeah,
actually.
we're only 1 point behind them, and so
Yeah,
I think that tomorrow's gonna be a pretty big game as well for us.
Yep.
inshallah.
All right, so moving on to the last game, and I don't think we have the highlights ready for this one, unfortunately. But we're trying, guys. First of all, it's great job by Abdullah and Omar Sawa and a whole bunch of other people who are trying really hard to make sure we capture as much footage as we can. But as you know, we're all kind of volunteers here, so we're trying to up our game as much as possible. So your patience is much appreciated in that regard. So that said, the last game of the night was Sabr um, versus Ihsan, and this ended in a 4-3 win by Sabr.
Yeah, so this game honestly was we were expecting this first place versus last place. I think a lot of people kind of already wrote off Isan before the game, especially based off of, the last game they played was a 5-0 loss to Haya.
Mhm.
And this game it started off really, really competitive. A couple of shoves in front of the net, some penalties, but really you saw the emotion coming out from both teams, and Isan actually went up 1-0, and really had a lot of the control of the game in that first period. But Sabr being led by their GMs and by a team that's really come together this entire season, they really fought back, and despite going down 1-0, I believe they scored three unanswered in the first period to go. It was like 3-1 or 3-2 at halftime. So it's 3-1, and then I think Isan scored again to make it or something like that. It was like
Mhm.
one
Yeah.
nothing, 1-1, 2-1. It was 3-2 at half. And there were absolutely huge saves from Yousef Kapoor.
Mhm.
Another big game, and I think he's really starting to get his flowers from people in the league and get that recognition. There was one save where Khalil was, or someone was like adamant it went in, but he reached behind, was able to get it. Um, and yeah, there were
Yeah.
a couple of
So,
other.
so I want to give Yusuf a chance here. Yusuf, what do you think Ihsan is has to do, or why have they had such a hard time? I mean, they're only what pretty much tied with us in Taqua, but they have such a really good lineup, but they're not. They can't seem to get the wins. What's your take on that?
Um, if you want my honest opinion, I
I do.
I really haven't seen them play much,
Okay.
and the one game we did play them, um, I was injured. So based off just kind of looking at like how ball hockey is supposed to be played,
Yeah.
it's supposed to just be hustle, right? You forecheck, back check, you get off. You play 100%, and maybe they're not doing that. Like
Mhm.
I haven't really seen them play too much, but that's kind of how ball hockey should be played.
Yeah.
And I'm not too sure if they're playing that or if they're playing that system or they're doing something else. So
Yeah,
um,
it's like our friend Faisal Mehboob says, forecheck, back check, paycheck.
yeah, that's exactly what it should be, and that's just what wins games. You're not going to win by one guy going through like the whole team.
Yeah,
You need to put some hustle in, and that's how the goals are scored
for
in
sure.
those dirty areas.
Looks like your friend Hood is asking, is that Yusuf Siddiqui? You want to give him a little shout out there?
Shout out to Hood.
All right. So the next one is really the player of the week, and it's none other than this gentleman here. I, so yeah, Yusuf, you are the GC Burger player of the week. So congratulations to you on that one.
Jazakallah, jazakallah.
It's a $50 I think gift certificate to the burger joint. Who are you planning on taking? Anyone from your team or someone else?
Probably just my family. If Abdullah scores a few more goals, maybe I'll take him. But
Challenge accepted.
has to finish on some breakaways first, and then
Oh,
maybe we'll take him.
Just for that, tomorrow I'm gonna
We'll
score
see.
break, and
Inshallah.
inshallah.
cool. All right, Abdullah, we didn't get a chance to cover the next week's games last time, so we'll
Mhm.
try to do that now. So tomorrow, the first game is what Rida versus Ihsan. So what's your thoughts on that one?
I honestly think this is another huge game. Well, I think I said that for every single game for Isan recently.
Mhm.
But Isan sitting in seventh place. If they lose this game, they are guaranteed not gonna be able to escape um the drop.
Yeah.
Not the drop, but that play in. And so with 3 games left, I think they really need. I believe, yeah, 3 games because it's a 11 game season.
Mhm.
So with 3 games left, they really need to turn something around. They did replace actually Taha Azhar, who is dropping out for personal reasons, and bringing in Saqib Kokar. And I was really
Mm.
surprised that nobody claimed him, because in the seventh round, I think every team could use someone like Saqib, strong D man that can also play forward. He
Yeah.
has a nice slap shot and a really good passing, really good vision. So I think this is a really big pickup, and this could be the player that helps them turn their season around, because they got unlucky, 1 goal game against Sabr
Yeah.
their last time around, and Rida's now lost 3 games in a row. So
Akib is also a really good face-off man, right? So
yeah,
typically plays forward as well. So in situations where you need that defensive draw or even an offensive draw, he's a really good person to have. So yeah, it's good to see how he does.
yeah. So it's lost 3 versus lost 5, basically.
Mm.
Who's gonna break their losing slump? And I really think Isan has an opportunity now to really turn their season around, and kind of push, maybe not get that third, fourth spot, but still ending the season strong and going into the playoffs.
Yeah, I think maybe Yousef, you might agree with me here, but I found that Rida is probably one of the tougher teams to play in the league. I know they may
Yeah,
not
they
be
are.
sitting
They
on
are
top.
good.
Yeah,
They're aggressive. They're tough. So
they're,
they
they're
do they battle hard, and they have a quick team too. So and a
yeah,
lot of their guys have skill.
for
So they
sure.
are
So
one of the top teams in the league.
I think the fact that they're fifth right now, at least on in the standings, is not reflective of or indicative of how good they really are. So that's a team that sits in the middle. But if I'm a higher tier team, I don't want to face them in the first round.
I agree.
Right. Okay, so the second game of the night, inshallah, will be Sabr versus Haya, yellow versus gray. Sabr sitting on top with 8 wins, 0 losses, and Haya is third, actually tied for second and third, right? Just in tiebreakers, they're third, but clearly they're just right after them.
Honestly, I think I'll speak for myself, and Yusuf will probably have the same thing, but I'll speak
Mm.
after. But I think this is a really big game for us. A lot of people, we were winless in our first two, and a lot of people, I think, wrote us off really, really early. It did take us a while to to jive with our team, and really start finding that passing and that movement. But I think now, once we're there, I feel like we're really flying, and I think when we do start slow, we're able to pick up quickly. And against a team like Sabr, great team, great GMs, really diverse scoring along the way. We're gonna have to start, picking off our mans, and really making sure that we're playing strong defensively, because a team like this will pick up on our mistakes.
Yeah,
And we went 2-0 down last game really early, I believe in the first 2 3 minutes. We definitely can't do that tomorrow, because uh, you know the odds of us scoring, 5 unanswered on Sabr is, highly
right.
unlikely with a team like that.
Right.
I feel.
So Yusuf, what do you have to do to beat Sabr? Because they haven't lost a game.
I think it's just. Sorry. I think it's just go with the same system. The
Mm.
higher hustle.
Yeah.
Just get in, outwork their defense, tire them out. I feel like that team does rely on, like, they have good depth, but they do rely on a few core guys. Guys like their GMs, and stuff like that. So you just gotta outwork them, tire them out, and just keep up the pace.
Yeah, I think Haya's best strategy will be just pass it to Yusuf, right? Just give it to him,
That's
let
a
him
good
do it.
plan.
Don't give it to Abdullah on breakaways, and you guys
Yeah.
should have the win right there.
That's a good plan, man. That's a good plan. And honestly, the last time we played them, we were actually tied going into like the last minute,
Hmm.
and then gave up a shorthanded goal to Asaf Bika. So I think that's something that and he actually won Player of the Week against us. So I
And
think
you know what? That's also been a trend with Subber. I've noticed in many games, teams have stuck around with him. They stuck around, and then in the last few minutes, they score a goal, and they just seem to get it done, which is a sign of a great team. But it also begs the question that those last minute goals could have gone the other way. So are
mhm.
they really as good as their standings say?
Well, we heard last week Solman Azmat really call out Sabr and say that Yaken was better than them.
Mhm.
So maybe time will tell. Maybe tomorrow we'll be looking at their first loss, or
Okay.
uh, you know,
All right. So next one, speaking of teams with a losing streak, Taqua, my team, we are facing Ichlas, green. So Ichlas is sitting fourth. They have 3 wins, 3 losses, 2 ties, but they are also unbeaten in the last 4. Whereas Taqua is dead last with 1 win, 7 losses, and yeah, basically we've lost 6 games with by 1 goal. Yousef, what you got some advice for us? Because you seem to know how to score, yet us as a team we can't seem to get any goals.
I think it's just get the dirty goals. Don't try too hard to do fancy things, beat two
Mhm.
players. I think it's just get shots on net from anywhere and the ball will go in. You'll
Yep.
get good bounces and the ball find the way in the back of the net.
Yep. Good advice, Abdullah.
Honestly, I think just really tighten up on those defensive chances, and really stop. Especially a team like Ikhlas,
Mhm.
Hamza Chaudhry, Ali Wadi, Rayan Khawaja, because they Junaid Alvi, like they got really, really good guys with good IQ and good hands. Um,
Ayaz as well. He's back, right? He
oh
was
yeah, yeah,
for
Ayaz is
a
back
long time.
also.
He's back.
Um, and so I definitely think that you guys need to start scoring really early. I think if once you get that early goal, don't take your foot off the pedal, keep going. Because what happened last week was you guys scored, I believe, in like the first couple of minutes,
For shift, yeah.
and then took the foot off the pedal, didn't get that many shots on goal, and then Iman just came back and was able to capitalize on their chances. And so start early, keep going, and I think relying on their depth. The last game, you guys got goals from, I believe, like Mohamed Ghazi and
Mhm.
Nawaz Sheikh, and keep using your players wisely. And I think it'll start to come,
Yeah.
and hopefully you guys can end the season with more than one win.
It's pretty interesting how Isan and Taqwa, seventh and last in the league, they have almost identical stats: 1 win, 7 losses, 0 ties, 2 points, 15 goals for. The only difference is goals against. Taqwa has 24 and Isan has 28. Other than that, it's almost an identical slate, and both of them on paper they have a fantastic roster, but just can't seem to get it done on the floor.
Hmm.
We'll see how these trades
Yeah.
play a factor this coming week. So
When there's a big trade and you have new players, Yusuf, what's your thoughts on how to quickly integrate them into the team?
I think it's just, um, just have a quick talk with them about the system
Hmm.
and,
System?
get them
You
on
have
the
a system?
same page. Yeah, yeah, if you have a system, but get them on the same page. The type of
Mhm.
game you want to play, the type of style, whether it's like a gritty play or like more of a fast play. So just get them integrated in the system. Definitely, have a talk with them and
Yeah. Too,
get
too,
them
too bad
going right
our
away.
too bad
Yeah.
our trade deadline is gone. Otherwise, I would have told my GMs to make a run at you.
I don't think we would have ever traded. I think he's untouchable.
We would have given him the kitchen sink. No worries. All right. Last game of the night is Iman versus Yakin. So here, obviously, Yakin is the other recipient of a bunch of players, but again, they're pretty much second overall, right? They're one of the top teams. I'm actually surprised they made such a big trade. Like, is it really wise to make that big of a trade when your team's already playing really well?
To be honest, from the Yakin standpoint, I actually, myself, some of the OC, we really didn't understand where this was
Hmm.
coming from. The term "if it ain't broke, don't fix it."
Yeah.
I thought that would apply here, especially trading a goalie like Huzaifa, who has made big saves, and is a very very strong goalie. To change your goalie with 3 games to go,
Hmm.
it's a big big risky move. Maybe there's some absences in the future that we don't know about, or some behind the scenes, I guess, agreements, discussions, or whatnot. But Yakin is getting some pretty good players in return. Yasha Ingar, if he can play, he's going from one Malton team to another. If he can learn to play and kind of get back to his potential, I think this is a very very good deal for them. Even Ismail Mandra, he's been
Hmm.
struggling a bit. But if he can really start to perform, uh, he can he can really change and light it up for them. So I
I
think
wonder. I wonder if there's any shady Malton deals that is happening behind closed doors. You know, because I saw both teams. They're doing a lot of chit chat after the last game last week on at the rink. So obviously something worked out. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see.
yeah. So Josefa saying he's not going anywhere. So yeah, I guess Yakin is taking a chance with changing the goalie and getting Musa, and I think Josefa now has he's hungry to kind of get revenge
Yeah,
for the team that traded him away.
yeah,
So
yeah. I think the Yusuf, what do you think? Like in terms of if you get traded, is it better to go to a bottom team to prove yourself up, or kind of does it suck to leave?
Honestly, this late in the season, it's kind of hard to say.
Yeah,
You're going from a team that's second to a team that's struggling.
yeah.
So there's a lot to prove. There's 2 games left, so you got to try to win these last 2 games and try to give your team the best shot in the playoffs. So
Abdullah, is there? I haven't really analyzed it too much, but based on the games that are yet to be played in the next 2 weeks, is there still a lot of room to move up from one slot to another? And by
yeah,
that I mean
so
buys and
yeah. So next week is actually like a 4-point game for Yakin and Haya, because
mhm,
we verse each other, and I think the winner of that game really solidifies that top two bye.
get the buy
Depending on
in.
what happens this week, I think we're really trying to get that second spot and avoid playing the quarterfinal game.
Mhm,
So yeah, I think there really is some big implications in the mid table. At the top of the table, Suber is guaranteed a top two spot, and I think Taqua and Isan are almost guaranteed going to be playing in the play-in,
mhm.
unless they can win, 3 straight and get good results from others.
Those
But
those only 2 games left.
is there two? It's an 11
Yeah.
game season. No, I think May 3rd is the last game. So
Yeah, yeah,
19.
but remember, I thought we skipped it, or maybe I'm wrong.
No, so there's 11 games because we canceled the first game of the
Right.
season. Yeah. So
So
there's April 19th, which is tomorrow, and then 26th, and then May 3rd. So 3 games left. Because right now we've played 8. So there'd be 11 games from
okay,
instead of 12.
okay. Thought there was just
So
okay. Maybe there was a buy or something because we had to make up, but that's fine. But I think in that case, with 3 games left, if some of the bottom end teams, for example, Isan and Taqua, they still manage to get some points, and I think they end up playing some of the mid tiers, they might actually be able to get out of the basement and at least be in the middle. Right? That's still a step up. Because just to remind everyone, the way the playoffs are set, the top two get a full bye. The bottom two have to climb in and then play the quarterfinals. So you want to be in at least the top two categories, not in the bottom.
yeah, and if the season was to end today, it would be Rida versus Taqwa, Iman versus Ihsan in that play-in game, and then Haya would play the lowest ranked team, and Ichlas would play the highest ranked play-in team. So
Right.
seriously, some good matchups. I think Rida versus Taqwa, would be huge, and I think Rida wants to also kind of raise and get into that fourth spot to catch a class. So
Yeah,
they're only a point behind. Anything can happen, and it's exciting to see.
for sure. All right. We're coming to the end of it. Yusuf, I'm going to give you the last word here. How many goals are you going to get today or this week?
uh, just looking for that. Start off with 1, and we'll see where it goes from there.
All right. What about Abdullah?
Inshallah.
You think you can set him
Uh,
up?
I'm gonna get 5 shots on goal, possibly 2 penalties, and maybe a pat on the back. I don't know.
How many breakaways?
Maybe I don't know. I
How
don't.
many
I
are you
can't.
going to
I
miss?
can't predict it.
I'll try to set you up.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Nice, nice. All right, boys. Thank you so much, Yusuf, for joining. Abdullah,
Taqwa, my
pleasure as
pleasure.
always. And inshallah, we'll see everyone at the ring tomorrow.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamualaikum.
Welcome.